What's up, everybody? It's another Sunday. It's another Shaman Sundays. I'm your host, Brandon Cooper. Welcome to the show. Let's light some sage. Let's get rid of that negativity from last week and not take it in to next week. I'm on fire. There we go. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this. Is going to be a fun show. It's probably going to go off the rails because I do have my best friend and my compadre, KD Stafford, coming on the show. So we're going to talk about stuff and things. Let's say hello to the chat. Greg Koss, what's up, brother? James, thank you for watching. I was not late this time because I have KD on. Can't be late with the boss man. Just saying. So I would guess without further ado. What's up, Pete? Thank you for tuning in. Let's bring on KD Stafford. Hello.
We should have like an applause sound effect. You know, like,
I think
you know, like when you come on like one of the late night shows. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I have a sound card.
That. Hello, everybody. How are you guys?
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Here I am.
The man, the myth, the legend.
We're really busy, so don't mind me. I'm just kind of building stuff while I talk to you guys. What's up, Brian? Pete,
Brian.
James, Greg. Anyways.
Yeah. So how's life? Let's just start with
fantastic, bud.
Yeah, looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing good. You got green lights in the background, and
yeah, I do.
Stuff. That's new.
Not really.
I just hadn't been up there in that long.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I have them on whenever I stream. Whenever we actually do the generic paranormal show. You know.
Oh, people watch that?
No. Very few. We got a couple of our friends that come on and watch it. Yeah, like Tim will watch. Tim Lovejoy's always there.
Yeah.
And you know, Becky a lot of times will pop in. Sarah has came on several times.
Yeah,
I'm not like on the show as a guest, but she you know, she'll get in the chat or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, just a couple times. We might get like 10 viewers per, you know, when we actually are streaming. So
yeah, but it's a fun show.
We don't talk about like, actually it's mostly not paranormal. We're gonna start moving towards that. We're gonna do another show where we just kind of bullshit and do whatever we want.
Yeah.
But we're gonna actually make the generic paranormal show. We'll start having guests on and stuff like that. And actually start having topics that we focus on, but you know,
I mean, anyway. It's fun though. It is a fun show.
Yeah, we have fun.
Right. Well, And that translates to the viewer.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I'm not really, it's not a big deal. Like if how many people watch it, we just do it because we like to, because it's fun.
yeah, I enjoy it. So let's, for people that don't know who you are, which is kind of hard to believe because we're on your network.
Yeah, anybody who's in here, yeah,
Um,
I know all these people. These are people.
they are people, and these people do things.
They're
But let's
yeah.
tell them the story of why you got into making equipment.
Oh, really?
It's a fun story. I like it.
Is it really?
Well, I like it. I
Like I
mean,
was too broke to actually buy any, so I just was like, crap, I could probably figure this out, and that's kind of how it really ultimately started. You know,
yeah, that was
that
anticlimactic.
was the main driver at first.
I
I
get
was
it.
like, well, like EMF detector, I could. That's the circuit. I could build that. That's easy. Could
Right.
basically build something for myself that's more tailored to what I'm trying to do with it.
And I do want to welcome my special guest host for the evening, Jennifer Talley.
Hey,
Jennifer
Hello.
Talley, how are you?
good. How are you?
Good.
Brandon, nice to see you again. Katie, I'm very excited about talking to you tonight.
Well, I'm excited about talking to you too now. I didn't know I was going to be talking to you, but hello.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Surprise,
I
surprise.
like to bring on a guest co-host every now and then to keep it fresh. And Jennifer's such a wonderful person. So,
Oh,
That's cool.
thank you.
and she
I like it.
has an ink box.
Oh,
I
very
do.
cool. Very
I
cool.
do. It's right here.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Did you buy that like directly from us? Like, yeah, because your name sounds familiar. Yeah,
Yep.
I know your names. Yeah.
We did an investigation with Horn Paranormal here in New Orleans,
Mm,
and Kimmy and Scott had a different version of this. And I asked
yeah.
Kimmy, I said, "Where did you get that?" And so she told me, and then I met Brandon and I said, well, I need one because we do ghost hunts 6 nights a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
Cool. Well, I'm
working
glad it
pretty
worked
good.
out. Yeah, the flashlight's pretty handy, huh?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And we've been picking up some nowhere safe, Jen Craig.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg. Thanks,
It's
buddy.
been picking up some stuff. If you want, my house is haunted as heck. If
I
you
say we
want,
run it in the background.
I can run it in the background.
It's your show, Brandon.
I know it's my show. Thank you. Of course, you own the network, so. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'd be cool.
I
Let's have
mean,
it. She is down in New Orleans,
Nolans,
so there's no telling what'll come through.
Well, let me get it turned volume down first before I blast everybody.
New Orleans.
You want to, KD, while she's doing that, would you like to explain how the Inkbox S works?
So you got the radio stations, right?
Hey,
I was gonna do like the water boy explanation, So the receiver give me the ball, and when he gives me the ball,
well, he give me the ball.
I run with the ball.
I run with the ball.
Anyway,
That's okay.
uh,
I like that. It just said, we just picked up, I like that.
Well,
that was,
all right.
that was a
Can
We're
you
good
guys
getting
story.
hear
along.
it?
Great movie. It's a great movie. So
Yours.
what was the question?
How does the linear sweep work on the Inkbox S?
On the Inkbox S. Okay.
Yep.
Well that's the sweep circuit that I kind of figured out from I had to kind of decipher Frank Sumption's sweep circuit that he was using, his basic sweep circuit. And but the difference was that he had to use like two 6-volt batteries, two lantern batteries together, or like a big 12-volt battery, because he um, the radios that he worked with at the time had a big sweep range, and that's basically the basics of it. It was a much bigger range and a higher voltage, and but I just took that circuit once I figured the circuit out and was able to replicate it. I modified it for the new type of voltage tuned radios that we have these days that are low voltage powered,
Right.
Digital radios, right? So you have AM and FM and shortwave on all my ink boxes, Inkbox S, the OG ink box. So, but that's a newer chip type, and yeah, so I just had to modify it for mine, and that's kind of how I started making the Inkbox S. It started out as the mini Inkbox, the MIB, and I can
Well
still,
played.
I'll probably make more of those in the future, and like little like a dozen at a time, like maybe once a year.
I wonder if that's what the horns had, because it was small.
Yeah, it's like super small handheld like that, yeah, it, that's a cool little radio.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. And that was the predecessor to the Inkbox S. The Inkbox S was like a happy medium between the MIB and the OG Inkbox. So, and plus it had a flashlight,
Plus, I have flashlight. Yep.
and it was rechargeable,
Yep.
Yep.
and that's helpful. And that rechargeable battery will last a long time on that Inkbox S.
Yeah.
Show will.
Yeah, Will.
For
If
sure.
I'd quit giving mine away, I would know that. I don't have.
That's your fault.
I've
I
got
don't have any.
3 different spirit boxes that we use during our 3-hour little thing we do at the Taurus here, and including the new SB7 Pro.
The
And
basement.
I still like this one better. This just seems like everything, it does take some time for
Yeah.
the energies around you to figure it out, or the ones that go with you to figure it out. But
I mean, sometimes it just depends on like what the situation is, like where, like and that also will determine, like where I'm at will determine what band I use, what I think I'm talking to, whatever I'm trying to communicate with, whatever it's, if people think it's like some kind of unclean spirit or like malevolent type being. So a lot of times they come through differently, so you'll use like a different setup on the. That's all on the OG ink box, because there's so many different like possibilities between the adjustable reverb and the shortwave, and there's 2 different shortwave bands on that Inkbox S. There's 7. Well, it's split up into 7. That just all that does is takes each 7 pieces of the full shortwave bandwidth, and it makes them selectable, so you can scan in between each one of those segments. Is what you're doing whenever you switch from 1 to 7.
Okay. I'm looking at that now. I haven't used shortwave yet. I mean, I did in my house.
Shortwave's awesome. It's best used at night, and put the antenna all the way up, and you sit near a window or something if you want to. It really doesn't matter, because I got some crazy stuff like in a tunnel under the Pythian Castle. So
Yeah, we did. I was actually going to bring that up.
oh yeah.
He was on. Yeah, we were just down there in a tunnel at Pythian Castle, and he decided to go shortwave, and we were getting amazing results.
Yeah, well, there's a video. I was down there by myself, and I think Kevin was down there like halfway up the hallway. We were doing an event there one time, and it's completely dark. You couldn't see anything but the red light off on my ink box. But it's just complete static, and then all of a sudden it says "Mark of the Beast, so help me God."
Yep.
Or no, mark my word. It says "Mark of the Beast, mark my word." That's what he says, and that's all it says. And
so you're saying go all the way to shortwave, or go to the 7 or 1, or what?
You can switch through all the different shortwave 1 through 7. That all those are different parts of the shortwave band broken up and expanded, so you can scan them more selectively.
And what? And what are you working on right now?
Who, me?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
The other KD.
Yeah.
This is a Robo Box.
And those are awesome.
Oh, what's that?
It's basically a sort of a nanocom type circuit setup, radio setup. But you have a little bit of control. You have like the potential sweep speed control. So, but it's still random speeds, but you can turn the top of the random speed up or down. So you can give it more of an option to go from like 0 or like 10 milliseconds to 500 milliseconds, or you can bring it down to like 10 milliseconds to 20 milliseconds. So it'll only have, those two options to choose from randomly in between those. But so I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I mean, it does to me.
Okay.
But yeah, those the Robo boxes are pretty cool. I think you need to add that to your collection, Jennifer.
I will look into it. I'm also the buyer for us.
Yeah, these are pretty popular. I got into making these when I was in Butte, actually.
In what?
Butte, Montana, when we were
Oh, really?
filming. Yeah. Me and Dave were in a thrift shop on the weekend. He calls me up. He's like, "Hey man, you want to go thrift shopping, get something to eat?" And I was like, "Sure." I'm sitting in the hotel board. So we went out and we went to several thrift shops, and Dave comes up and he's like, "Hey, what's this?" And he says, "What you think about that?" And it was like uh, it was a toy from the early '90s. I could tell because I was born in 1980, and this was like something that was on the shelf, and I think I remember seeing it as a kid. It was a voice changer, right? And it had several different settings on it, and knobs. You could turn the frequency up and down, and switch the robot voice on and off. And
Yeah.
so I was like, hell yeah, I'll use that. Instantly, I thought, okay, this might sound cool. So put it in a ghost box, and that's the little wooden one I used on there. I don't know how much it actually got seen in there. I can't remember, but
And the show he's talking about is Ghost of Devil's Perch.
yeah, I guess that was
I
first.
did see that.
Yeah. So
And the Microcom did pretty good in the Cabbage Patch.
Microcom did good the whole time.
Yep.
Yes, the historian on the show.
Yep.
He just ordered four microcoms from me, and I just sent them off to him like a couple weeks ago. Like 4 in a box.
Oh, nice.
All at the same time, yeah.
We
Yeah.
like that. We like that.
So that was cool.
Can you talk about a little bit about what settings and what you were using down in the mine to actually get voice to come through in a mine shaft on Ghost?
Well, that was the point. Is it would, if I got anything, it would most likely definitely be something if it was just even somewhat understandable, audible, like where you could understand it.
Right.
If it was any kind of message that made any kind of sense, then it was definitely, in my mind, it would have been, some sort of communication from some paranormal being there, right?
Right.
So, yeah, so it's like, the less you're getting on the ghost box, and then when you get something, it's like, whoa, and especially when it's right after a question or something, it just makes it more valid, makes it more of a direct response. So it gives you a little bit more faith in that message that was actually communication. So that is something that you want to, like, whenever you start expanding on questions, that'd be the type of response that you want to expand on. It's like when it's really direct and legit.
Yeah.
And so shortwave is really cool because you won't get anything but static for a long time, and then like I said, all of a sudden you'll get Mark of the Beast, mark my word, and that's all I'll say. And it's like, what the hell is that? But shortwave's got an interesting but then so the RoboBox didn't have that, but so the RoboBox is cool because not only does the bits and pieces of audio that come through the Ghost Box, like words and stuff, get kind of this modulating robotic sound to them, and you can even change the frequency. There's 5 frequency switches on it. Yeah, but also it will take the static that's coming through and it'll make it sound like words, and that's the really cool part. That's so that was actually something that I didn't expect. I expected it to just be really noisy, but yeah, it's not too bad. Anyways, next question.
Next question.
Something on the ink box just said, "Let me talk to you." So,
well, talk to me.
Hey, something.
Hey, dummy.
Hey, well, that'd be about right.
Hey, dummy.
It might be what they said. Yeah. Hello,
something
James.
about a death wreath.
Yep.
Or that's what I thought I heard. I'm a friend.
Where did you meet KD?
Work. What'd that say?
Tree something? I don't know.
Triage?
That's what it thought, maybe, yeah.
Wiesbaden. Let's say Wiesbaden.
I did sound German.
Sports. Hey.
I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
What do you think about this rock is what I thought I heard it say just now. It was like a whole strung out. Said what? It was like bits and pieces.
Like this rock?
Like that rock.
Sure, that's a lovely rock, Brandon.
Thank you. I like my rocks.
That's too funny.
And so, Jennifer, have you had any really memorable captures with the Inkbox doing your tours?
Yeah, we actually just recently had last night we had a soldier named Jack who said that he was in pain and needed to move on. There were a couple of mediums that were working with it, but the time before, this group, because I leave them in rooms in a particular location and I just float back and forth, teaching them how to do stuff. And I walked into a room and this family swore they heard like grandpa's voice or something over the box. They're having a conversation with him in his voice. So it's kind of that stuff, which we've had happen before. So it's that kind of stuff that's just, how do you do that? We were using it the other night and we had a group of 12 or 13 in a different location. And we said, okay, spirits, just so we know you can hear and see us, how many living females are in the room right now? Right away, 5, which was right, just right away. Yeah. So it's fun teaching people, because the point of what we do isn't to say, oh, ghosts have to be real, right? The point is to give them an opportunity to figure it out on their own and show them, okay, these are things. How do you explain when you have to count and you haven't said the number? How do you explain you just heard the number 5 right after you asked a question when that was the right answer?
Right.
And so sometimes for the skeptics or the people on the fence, it's those kind of, even how many fingers am I holding up? It's
Well, skeptics you're always gonna have skeptics though. Like
Yeah.
you're never gonna eliminate that. That's that's one thing I always say is I'm not trying to claim. I don't claim that
Right.
I know how this works, or
Mhm.
even that I know even when I'm talking to, if I'm even talking to anything, or if it's not just some other like some type of audible pareidolia that's yes, you can explain it 100 different ways, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm going to say that if you do ITC work and like if you want to get anywhere with it and get anything out of it, you have to go out, put a little bit of faith in that work
Yeah.
that you're doing, and just actually open your mind and think that it's possible for something to talk to, even though you don't understand how it works. And a lot of times that's led me to find things out about places, and uncover things about people involved in that were believed to be involved in a haunting, that were actually that the things that I got through the box were true, and there's no way I could have known.
Right. Yeah.
And so yeah.
And
But yeah, so
here's a
anyway, I just want to throw that in there. That's like that's my dang, what's the word I'm looking for? My not disclosure, but like anyway, that's my way of saying, like, I don't claim that what I do is magic or anything like that. This is something that's a hobby that takes it's a level of belief in this sort of modern um spiritualism type of like practice of or way to communicate with the other side.
Right.
It's no different than using a Ouija board or
yep.
anything else that people believe that it's you're opening of uh it's very straight down the line of the spiritualist movement. Same, not the fraudulent stuff, but the stuff that came from that, the communication devices, I think are rooted in some sort of um, actual practice that may have worked. And I think there's a lot of actual scientific evidence that Ouija boards, there's something to those. So and it could be something as simple as are we is it our subconscious communicating with us through micro muscle movements in our hands, causing the planchette to move and spell out a certain message, right? And so a lot of people believe that could be the case even with using the ghost box.
Very, very
So
true. Very true. And then you always say, okay, there's skeptics are going to go to that's radio interference and things like that, and that's fine because everything
yeah,
can
I
have a
mean, it's
false.
like, yeah, of course it's radio interference. A lot of
Yeah.
times it is, but that may be a way that they communicate, and that I like to
Mhm.
call that the bumblebee uh, uh, method of communication, that paranormal things could communicate with us via that type of uh, exploitation of the radio, I guess is a good way to put it. So
Mhm.
like you ever seen the movie Transformers?
Yeah.
Like Bumblebee, whenever they hit the planet, they land on Earth. Like Bumblebee's voice mechanism is damaged, and all the only audio he's got is from his radio, right? So he'll just scan through his radio and use bits and pieces of audio to make to create a message for
Mhm.
whoever he's talking to, and so that's kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
Like when you use FM, you're going to get a lot of radio stations, right? And they're obviously radio stations, but if you turn it up fast, or if you're using a reverse ink box, or if you use some sort of like delay effect, like that comes on the OG ink box, where you can basically turn it into a robotic sound, or you can drag out the the delay until it starts like warping into the bits and pieces of audio, like meld into each other sort of and create whole other messages. So there's a lot to experiment with on those.
I love it. We have a lot of spirits in our area that cuss like sailors. I mean, a lot. And that honestly, that's something when we're using the radios too. We'll ask these spirits, "What's your favorite cuss word?" Because you hear, right? Because if you hear it so
just
clear.
get the F word just constantly.
Oh, you do. You do.
Dropping
It's like, okay,
F-bombs.
now explain that, because you'll never hear that on radio stations.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. You won't hear those on radio stations. And so when you do hear that, or you hear things that are even more things that are vile, like really vile,
Yep.
you know, like just outside of just a curse word, like you know, someone saying like I'm gonna rape you or I'm gonna effing kill you or something like that. Like they don't say, you know, it's not a rap song.
Right.
I bet there's some rap stations that get away with that in the middle of the night, but
Sorry, I had to reach in my bag of sodas. Here we go. I love my sodas.
You have a bag of sodas.
I have a bag of. Don't you judge me.
I wasn't judging you. I just was asked.
You're judging. He's judging me, Jennifer.
No, you're judging me. You're claiming that I'm judging you.
You're judging me.
Judgy pants. Are we being
Thank you, judgy pants.
Okay, here's a question, and we get asked this a lot. If you could do an investigation with 3 pieces of equipment, it's all you get. That's it. What do you take?
I actually do that a lot, and I take. I have my bag right here. This is the bag I carry, and then I carry an ink box normally, my OG ink box, and in there I got my. I could keep it at 3, so I'd have my OG ink box. Now, I'm gonna keep it light, so I'm gonna have the microcom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my high speed, all fancy. The top of it's got all the functions on it. Mel rim.
Yeah.
And I'll probably have either my little small handheld thermal camera, you know, or no, yeah, that's probably it. I can do it with just that.
Similar to our list too.
Oh, yeah, my phone. I get to have my phone, right?
Yeah, your phone doesn't count as one of them.
Okay, cool.
I
gotta use that for evidence, for video
for recording. Yeah.
But I've got all the fancy cameras. I've got like the, you know, but I don't. It's just like I just got a 24 Ultra or whatever, Samsung 24 Ultra. This thing's fantastic, man. It is so great.
As long as you don't cut it in half.
I'm not gonna do that this time. Did you hear what it said? That was somebody's fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Robin's fault.
That's cool.
Shut up, Brandon.
That sounded like me.
That's because you were talking when it was...
Oh, shut up, Brandon. Got it. You know,
he ain't too smart. That was hilarious. It definitely said that. It said he ain't too smart.
Who knew you were going to have 2 special guest co-hosts, the Inkbox and me? There you go.
Hey, I'm good with it. I love watching other people's experiences with KD's equipment, because then I get to see my reaction on other people's faces. You know, and there's never a time when he invents something. It just blows my friggin' mind.
We get asked all the time from people, you know, who want to get into this. Where do you get all your stuff? You know, because we've got a lot of sources. And, you know, we're, like I said, it's 6 nights a week, 2 plus 3 different departure times, depending on how many we've done 4 a night, because it's only 3 hours. So when I tell you the equipment we have gets a workout, we'll test the durability. And people understand that. I just actually last night I just gave a list to 2 doctors from California
Oh,
who
nice.
Oh, cool.
are mediums, and they want to do something and start like a little paranormal society in their area. So I gave them your information, said, "Oh, this is the spirit box you were using, and this is where it came from. And they've
Well,
got
thank
other
you.
equipment, so you might want to check them out." So it's interesting how we get people who, and they honestly say they tell us it's so hard to find where to get it.
Really?
That's what it's hard to find. And they said, "Oh, go to Etsy and and whatever and eBay." I said, "Don't do that.
No.
Well,
We're
yeah. I mean, I
burned. Don't do that."
yeah, I use. I mean, for like EMF detectors and stuff, we sell EMF detectors. We've got several different types that we sell.
Mhm.
They're different variations of the trifields, not trifields, but the
Theremin.
K2s. They're similar to the K2s. You know,
Yeah.
they all kind of. But I like the newer ones that we have. It's like they're really cool. They have cooler LEDs and stuff on. They're prettier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just mostly do ghost boxes and experimental type stuff. You know what I mean? We do have stuff like static domes, and I'll probably come out with some other uh, type of stuff, you know, in the future. But most of what I do is ITC work, and that's kind of. I don't want to be. I don't want to be the guy that spreads himself too thin and tries to sell everything from ghost
Yep.
boxes to REM pods to you know, that's I'm not. I don't want to be was that the website
Go
Yeah.
stop.
I know.
Ghost Stop. I'm not Ghost Stop. You know what I mean? Like when you get something from me, it's built with love with these hands right
Yeah.
here. You know,
So
And
you said,
maybe a little voodoo.
maybe a little bit of voodoo, just
so we were
dash in there.
thinking when you were kids, do you remember seeing those lights with the electricity in it, and when you touch part of the globe, the current
Yeah,
goes to,
yeah, a little plasma globe. Yeah.
we've been kicking around adding those
Yeah, they're good little EMF pumps.
to see if we
Yeah,
could get
like
the
you
spirits to
set one
touch.
out and get your K2 out, and you can see how decent of a fit. That's way better than any of those stupid little spinny magnet
Oh yeah,
Yep.
no, I'm not doing that.
EMF pumps. I don't buy those. Those are garbage. It's not
They
real,
are.
man. It's not real. It just take a friggin' magnet and wave it in front of your K2, and it does the same thing.
Yep. Yeah, they my
As
husband
you're
bought
not
one.
generating a field. Like if you want to generate a field, you got to put some metal around that magnet that's spinning, or do something. There has to be something to conduct it. You
Yep.
know, like otherwise you're just flipping a magnetic pole. Anyway, sorry, that was my magnetic
No, dude.
EMF pump rant.
Yes, no, seriously. My husband bought one, and um, it's on the curb.
Yeah.
Because it was from one of those sites I mentioned, and it was from a, I'll not rant.
Well,
But
it's probably one of those spinny magnet ones in
yeah, and it,
in a little plastic project box, and all they
yep,
do is they hot glue a magnet on the end of a motor, and they put a little foam around it or something, and hot glue it down real good so it doesn't vibrate too terribly. But you're just spinning a magnet. You're not actually fluctuating a magnetic field. You're spinning a magnet through space, right?
All you're doing is
So if you're
confusing a
holding
KP.
if you have a sensor that you're holding in a stationary position and you fluctuate that magnetic field past that sensor, right? If I could show that on an oscilloscope, you'd see a wave, right? Every time that field like whoop by it, right? But you're not fluctuating a field, you're just moving it like as it's in a direction that passes my sensor,
yeah,
right? So it's just tricking my sensor into detecting that there is a fluctuating field, so it spikes. So explain that.
Oh, there you go.
And
I'm
so yeah,
waiting on you to
that's
burn
why the
yourself,
spinny
dude.
magnets, dude. I'll never burn myself. That's why the spinny magnets.
Okay.
I don't use those. I'll use a plasma globe. I even have a Van de Graaff machine that I'll fire up for a little, you know.
Yeah, that
There you
wasn't
go.
allowed on the last show.
No. I think did I use the Van de Graaff? No, I wasn't allowed to use the Tesla coil,
That was it.
the big Tesla coil that was like 4 or 5 feet tall that I got specifically for that.
Like the Jacob's ladder too. That's I saw
Oh yeah,
someone.
and I couldn't use that either.
Yeah.
My husband wants one. It's like, no, we can't burn the French Quarter down. I'm so sorry. None of the very wooden old buildings are gonna like that with a bunch of drunk people.
Yeah, I've probably pushed my luck in a few places, but I try to stay safe. But I've set off a lot of fire alarms.
Yep.
I can say that.
And I do, since we're talking all about equipment, why don't KD? Why don't we bring up the ghost helmet? Talk about it.
Oh yeah. I want to hear about this.
What do you want to hear?
Again, I'm the buyer for.
So, like, give me somewhere to go with it because I can talk about
What's it
like
do? What's it do?
what's
How
it do.
about start off with the story about the wildlife on Ghosts of Morgan City? What happened when you turned
Oh
it?
well, yeah, because you didn't really see that all the when Jeremy was using the helmet on that show in the downtown park, where this thing had told us to go. Uh, as soon as he puts the helmet on, he starts kind of seeing some stuff going on around him. Like all the dogs in the neighborhood go ape shit, back shit crazy.
Yep.
They're all like it sounds like they're fighting, like it's dog fights all around you, and you hear all the owners like screaming and hollering at their dogs. And like a couple of the PAs walk over in that direction to kind of be like, "Hey, can you keep your dog down? Like, what the hell's going on?" But yeah, they said that their dogs never do that. So they don't know what happened. Their dogs never all just go off like that, unless something's going on. But there was nothing going on around us. Like it was completely dead. That town's like silent. It was like a weekday at night that we were out there, and it was like friggin' 11:30 or something, or 11 o'clock. I think no, it might not have been that late. We did that. Could have been like right after dark. No, it's probably about that. It's probably about 10. I think, because we wouldn't wrap up till about midnight. So out there that night anyway.
Now, with that story being told, can you explain what the theory behind wearing the ghost helmet is and what, in theory, it's supposed to do?
Well, the idea is that is that if there's a belief, a guy named Michael Persinger, Dr. Michael Persinger, who's a neuroscientist. He's dead now. He died a few years back, but he had designed or came up with an idea that fluctuating magnetic fields interacting with our brains would cause us to maybe have what he saw as false paranormal experiences or spiritual experiences, right? And so he designed what he called him and a electrical engineer, I think Stanley Coren, something Coren. I know his last name's Coren. Um, they designed the God helmet, and the God helmet was basically used electromagnetic fields that would be like fired in a sequence, and they would do it lots of different ways. They would try and replicate the activity in magnetic fields through the coils on either side of their brain. Like, so for instance, they would try to replicate the electromagnetic activity from the right hemisphere of their brain in the left hemisphere of their brain to try and sync it right through what's called hold on, it's hold on, I got it.
Do you? Do you really?
Yeah, I do. It's basically when your brain syncs up with something on the out entrainment. Damn it. There it goes. Brain
Attaboy.
entrainment. And it is a form of brain entrainment, right? Because like if so on the helmet, for example, you'll notice it has flashing lights in the eyes. And the flashing lights in the eyes are not just pretty lights, they're flashing at the different frequencies that our brain operates at during different different brainwave types, right? So alpha waves, beta waves, gamma waves, theta waves, da, da, da. So it would cycle you down through into like a meditative state, right? Through the different wave forms that your brain operates at, and that's just kind of to help you get into a meditative state, because I believe that being in a meditative state helps you along with the coils interacting with your brain to maybe have a paranormal experience.
So closer to like a theta state.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Like.
And all I could say is, what happened to me. I wore it for like 45 minutes one time.
He
Really?
was on the toilet the rest of the night.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Weird.
No, but I did watch a family sit down
like,
at the
what?
dinner table to eat. So, are you talking about the brown tone? We gonna get there.
Hold on, you saw a family sit down to eat. You sure you wasn't sitting in somebody's living room?
I mean, I was, but
You sure you didn't like wander into somebody's house, like break into their house, and
I mean, I
they
was
were like, "Oh my God, mommy, is he gonna hurt us?"
probably, but no, I was at the Patterson house.
Oh,
That was, that was 7 years ago. That was
Just
before
messing
I was
with you.
even on the team.
Do you have people that wear it with abilities that get ill? I mean that
I never really had anybody get ill wearing it.
because I can't be
I
around.
mean, like
that
Beastie
EM.
Boys getting ill,
No.
or
No, the other one.
okay. No, not really.
Because the EM pumps that we had, that again are on the curb,
Uh-huh.
made me sick to my stomach. It made me nauseous.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And no, the helmet works completely different than those. I know what you're talking about. So no,
Yeah.
it doesn't make you nauseous or anything.
Yeah, no.
Actually, I'll tell you what, Jennifer. If I could make this work to where I come down to New Orleans for the Marine Corps birthday, see if I can't, because that's in the plan.
Have to.
I'll see if I can't bring a helmet.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And I'm not going to be out of town this year
Right. So
for that. My
Cool.
stepson is being deployed to Honduras.
Oh, well,
August.
there's worse places to go.
I'm telling you.
So we would meet up at my parents' house and hang out. And it's my son from my previous, but we're still.
Yeah.
He was 3 when. So we still meet up at my mom's house and hang out.
Oh, that's nice.
And Tim Lovejoy is bringing up infrasound, which is where we're going to go next. Thank you, Tim.
Infrasound.
So there's
something Europe. I just heard out of Inkbox.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
There's a scene on Ghost Brothers where KD puts the ghost helmet. It's the same one where you put the ghost helmet on. What's his name, right? Where you were doing the infrasound through the ship.
Oh yeah, the boat, the USS, my gosh,
the one in Texas.
the Lexington.
So he is on television. This is my best friend who says he's talking about infrasound and how it's going to work. Mm-hmm. And he says, watch out for the brown tone. And of course, the Ghost Brothers ask, what's the brown tone? And KD, take it from there.
Well, we were all kind of joking about that, before the thing, because I had said something. They were like, "Oh God, yeah, that's hilarious," and I was like, "I'm gonna say it in there," and they were like, "You want to do it?" I was like, "I'll do it." And I didn't think they'd actually put it in there, but
they did.
Just like a lot of things I didn't actually think they'd use, and Devil's Perch, and they used it.
Yeah, so KD looks at 3 other grown men and says, it makes you poop your pants. And that made the cut.
Oh,
yeah, dude. That's in the damn show.
And then we bounce forward to Ghost of Devil's Perch and his amazing Why don't you just drill? Go
I
ahead,
had to drill
We're not
real
doing
quick, man. I'm
a
sorry.
podcast or anything.
I should have paused it. My mic.
I don't care.
There we go.
Hell, I don't even remember what I was at. Oh, Ghost of Devil's Perch, where his such one-liners as, "Wow, Dave, it feels like we've been here for 2 weeks." That's how he said it. And I just rewatched Ghost of Devil's Perch the other day.
I'll tell you what, this is just geographical oddity. 2 weeks from everywhere.
Yep. So I mean, it's quite fun watching. And then I went back to watch some more and found some even better stuff, like episode 1. Like he's sitting there with Dave in the RV, and he just looks. Dave does this whole long soliloquy about where they're about to go, and then KD looks at him and goes, "Makes sense." That's all he says. So, but if you haven't seen Ghost of Devil's Perch,
I said, sounds French. That's when we were going to the
oh god, that was
chateau. The
that's
chateau
right.
out there. He said so we're going to the chateau, and Peterson, before the producer, like he had asked me what we were gonna say, because we already knew what we were doing. We already talked to the sheriff and we knew where we were going. He was like, "So what are you guys gonna talk about on the ride over?" Because they were gonna film this riding over, and they had people in the truck in front, and they had people in a truck on the side of us, and then we had our GoPros, and Cindy was in the back with her headphones on, and all that stuff. She didn't know anything about what we were doing, and I could see everybody in the back of the trucks and hanging out the windows of the SUVs filming, and Dave says all this stuff, gives this big monologue about where we're going.
Oh, it's so funny.
Like he said, and he says, yeah, so we're gonna go over there and talk to the witness. And I said, Clark Chateau, huh? He said, yep. I said, yeah, that sounds French. And everybody just died laughing. It was just in the moment, and in my South Carolina accent. I guess I said it really South Carolina. I was like, that sounds French.
Yep.
And they just all died laughing, and that was actually in the little teaser that they sent us all. That part was in there, but they didn't put it in.
Yeah.
That's
Thank God. Thank God for small miracles.
I don't care.
Now a cool, really
I'm here
cool
to party,
piece
bro.
Right. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum and I'm all out of gum.
I'm here to freaking party, man. Like, I don't care. You know me.
Now, since we were talking about episode 1, can you explain what device you used in the bathroom of the chateau that sounded French? With the smoke?
Clark Chateau. Oh, that's the PGG.
Yep.
That was just a laser, more of a laser version of the thing that I used on Morgan City on the first episode of that. So there you go, bud. Pretty simple.
Yeah, it produces smoke and has lasers, and there's a really, really great capture that they show from Ghost of Devil's Perch. So if you haven't seen Ghost of Devil's Perch, go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It was. It was a good show. Except for the end when he created a time machine with a lot of lights and stuff that were needless, and I just laughed.
What you talking about?
You're talking about the big thing at the end at the courthouse that you had built out of that box, and
that was on Devil's Perch, dude.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or was it the last episode of Devil's Perch?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean. I meant to.
You've insulted me now.
I don't. Half the time, I don't know what the hell you're building anyway.
I'm so insulted and offended.
As well, you should be. See, this is why I needed you, Jennifer, because this is what we would have just done the whole show. What?
Joking. Hankbox just said joking.
Yeah, that's what we do. And
not wrong.
We have a lot of fun.
Speaking of being off topic, I just want to say I've been openly against them coming out with the Fallout show. Anybody who knows me really well knows that I'm a gigantic Fallout fan. I have been openly against that show because I don't like Amazon Prime. I don't like the way they do video game shows because they don't care about the source content, right? They don't care about the actual like what made the video, what the fans like. You know, you don't want it to be just straight about the fans, but at the same time, anyways. So I was very vocal. I knew it was going to suck. I said, I don't even need to watch it. I know it's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be the worst thing you ever saw. It's just going to be so full of this whole craziness, like Amazon pushes all the time, that it's going to be even just like unwatchable. Well, I was wrong.
No, it was
I was
good.
wondering
And I'm
where we were
addicted.
going with that.
Oh, really? 'Cause
I'm
I
addicted, and
I'm
but
thinking
like,
about
yeah,
watching
I had to stop myself from watching it earlier. Or I would have binge watched it, and I wouldn't have got nothing done all day. But oh my god, dude, if you were a Fallout fan, oh lord, even if you're not a Fallout fan, but being a huge Fallout fan and having played every single Fallout that was out, like literally even the old isometric ones from the 90s, like yes, this is perfectly the brutality, like the fight, the shootouts and stuff are just so brutal. Like a lot of it is just brutal, like limb dismemberment, like blowing people's arms off, ultra violence, like RoboCop level violence, and it's so nostalgic feeling. It makes you feel like it was made in the 80s, man. Like Hell Comes to Frogtown. You ever seen that movie with Roddy Piper in it,
Yeah.
dude? Okay, so it was basically but that one wasn't super violent, but it was that was like a Fallout vibe. But yeah, this is just everything Fallout is. So I just want to put that out there. If
Well,
you're looking
thanks.
for a new TV show to watch, season 1 is out of, and I'm not getting paid for this crap either, which is the worst part. But Fallout, Amazon Prime. If you got Amazon Prime, you can watch the whole season right now, I think.
I'm going to see. It's funny. I saw it. I'm not a gamer. If you met me and saw my coordination with anything to do with the video game, you'd say, thank God, to be honest with you. I used to try to play with my ex-husband these RPG games. We'd always have to get 2. Oh, he'd be cussing me under his breath.
Well, yeah. Well,
I'm like, I don't know what I'm pushing. I'm just pushing buttons.
me and Katie used to play like a couple racing games together, and like fighting games like Tekken.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love to play fighting games together.
Pong was where my skills began and ended.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Pong.
That was it.
I played Pong. I sucked at Pong because I don't know. I just was. Even when I was a kid in the 80s, it was stupid to me. I was like, this is stupid. This is the dumbest thing. Like I'm
a little older than you, darling. So when I was
but still, I mean, come on. You can only do that crap for so long, right? Pac-Man, I get it. Pinball machines. I work on those things. That's my job. That's what I do. But Pong, garbage. There were so much better games. Not really. That was just like the
for me,
first.
dear.
that was like standard on an Atari though. That's like what would play if you didn't put a cartridge in, was Pong.
This was pre-Atari. This was like just the Pong. This was in the 70s.
So it was just Pong.
It's just Pong. I'm saying I'm a little older than you are.
How old are you? Well, you can't be that much older than me,
I'm
though.
51.
You're 51? Oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess you are a little bit older than me, ain't you?
Yeah, just a little. So you still have the dial. Like you're turning the dial to control the paddles.
Yeah.
It was not.
Okay, so what did they call that? They called that a ColecoVision?
I don't know what they called
There
it.
had to be. It was a thing. It was a console because it just wasn't Pong, was it? Like there were 3 or a couple different games, right?
For us, it was just Pong.
Really?
Just Pong.
Really? Okay, I didn't know there was just a Pong specific game. That makes sense, though. There would have been.
Yeah, because it was just such early technology. They had just.
Greg Call says it was $100 for Pong. That does, that's. And games haven't changed that much, man. Like you still pay anywhere from $50 to $100 for a video game nowadays.
Yeah.
I play PC games, so on Steam.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, that was my video game skills right there. It was just that
Well,
one.
hey, let it. I just redone a Frogger game at work the other day, and an old Mario game. What else?
Galaga. That was
Galaga. Yeah, we've got lots of Galaga and Miss Pac-Man combo cabinets. We got tons of those that I work
Yeah.
on. I replaced the CRT screen in it, and I use a LCD monitor, and I mount it long ways up.
Yeah.
And just so the Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man and the Galaga fit perfectly on that
Oh, nice.
portrait framed monitor.
Oh no, I remember ColecoVision.
Yeah, ColecoVision, Commodore 64. My sister had a Commodore 64. I never got to use it, but she had one. We had an Atari 2600, and then I think I
That's
had
what I
a
had.
Sega Genesis, and then I didn't have any more. Like my mom never bought me video games that much. She bought me like one for Christmas for like 2 or 3 years after she bought me a Genesis. That was it. And so like I was video game deprived because all my buddies always had video games, and it used to piss me off that nobody would buy me that shit, right? And I did have a Game Boy. I saved up, bought my own Game Boy, but so whenever I turned 18, I started like I got an adult job and was making some money. I started buying like PlayStation, and I got the Dreamcast, and I got the
That was a mistake.
GameCube, and the PS2. And no, dude, the Dreamcast was awesome. It was a mistake for them to run the company into the ground the way they
Well,
did.
yeah. So speaking of running things into the ground, we're about done here. About coming up on the hour. Oh, where can people find you, Katie? What do you have coming up in 2 weeks or a week?
We
Where
got
are you
an
gonna be?
I don't. Where's that event at? Is
St.
that the
Joe's.
one up here? Is it in St. Joe?
Yeah.
We'll be in St. Joe at the I'm not sure what they're calling it now. Spirit. It's not the Spirit Con or
It's not the Metacon.
It used to be the Medicon, but that somebody was like, you can't call it that because we call it that or whatever. I can't remember what the place is called, but it's on our Facebook page. I know it's in St. Joe, but what's the name of the event, Russell? Thank you.
I mean, because I'm getting nowhere. I got nothing. I just know I got to be at your house. I know what day I got to be there. Other than that, I got nothing. So where can people buy your stuff?
Message us on Facebook.
Yep.
That's it. And don't do the Supernatural Inc. Tech page. Just do the regular Supernatural Inc. Facebook page. And message us there. Probably Katie, maybe me, but most likely Katie will get back with you. We have the website still, but the shopping the web store, but it's just kind of they charge you. It's a ridiculous amount, and it's just like we don't sell that much to really be. I don't think Like I said, I like to keep it more personal anyway. Interpersonal.
Yeah. So yeah, just hit us up at Supernatural Inc. Facebook.
Who?
Don't hood me.
Who?
Stop it.
You
Hoorah.
you don't tell me what to do.
I just told you, hoorah. Look at me, I'm a soldier. I was in the army. This is what we do, Jennifer. This is how we roll. Do you have any last questions for KD?
Do you have any final words?
We'll let the ink box do it. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm going to be checking out some of your stuff. So for sure, maybe we'll try it out on some of our things. And we are okay. Here's the thing. So we're putting together, if you're okay with it, a page on our website that says, where can you get the stuff you used on our tour? And we would love to add a link to your Facebook page to say you used this and this and this.
Of course.
And this is where you can get it.
That'd be great.
Thank
I'd
you.
appreciate that.
just a little link to it where they can go get it, because it's you get these people that buy the stuff. Oh, someone puts a kit together, I should get that. They don't know. They need to buy.
Yeah,
They need
yeah.
to
I
buy
mean,
stuff, not
if
crap.
right, I just go if I want a REM pod, I'm just gonna go get like a friggin' REM pod. Most right,
Yeah,
because that's like the good the original, and it's not just a electronic theremin kit that somebody bought for $12 and soldered together and stuck inside of a wooden box. The
Yep.
right.
REM pods are actually solid. They're pretty solid, man.
Yep. Yep.
That's like if you want. I think a lot of people mess up when they spread too thin. So if you want ITC stuff, most likely come to me, and we can.
Yeah.
If you want something custom, we could talk about it. Whatever.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming on. Get y'all to hang out after the show for a minute.
I don't want to hang out with you.
Shut up!
Say bye. Spirits, say bye. KD
Goodbye,
Stafford.
spirits.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's what I heard.
Okay, so I'm going to end the show like I always do. And
with KD drilling something.
With KD drilling stuff. So while he drills things, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have a blast doing the show. And definitely want a big shout out to Jennifer Talley. Where can people find you and what you do?
Well, we are on NewOrleansParanormalSociety.com. We offer ghost hunts in the French Quarter, New Orleans, 2 locations, 6 nights a week. So if you want to come down, learn how to do stuff, bring your stuff, learn how to use cool equipment, such as that built by KD Stafford and Supernatural Ik, come on down and take a tour and do some stuff.
Yeah, I'll be doing that hopefully in November.
We're looking forward to it.
Do stuff.
Shut up. Can I end the show, KD? Will you shut up?
Yeah, again, that's his exit song.
It's
he's technically not drilling, he's cutting.
Right. It's not about surviving the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain, y'all. I got nothing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Check it out next Sunday, where my guest will be Donald Dunn, the CEO and president of something that I do. Veterans Voices. He just changed it. So it's Veterans Voices Radio or something. I'm on the board of directors. It's crazy. Anyway, so it'll be fun because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm going to push this button and we're going to go. Bye, everybody. Bye.